Hey, and welcome to a bit of a follow-up video to my Commodore 64 rambling from yesterday. Um, Today's video is going to be a bit of a lesson in overthinking things. If you remember from that video, the computer itself here works just fine. I have no issues with it. Except this disk drive, the 15412 disk drive I got with it, didn't really work properly. And I attempted to repair it, and I actually started making a video today on me repairing it, and I did a bunch of research, and some stuff said that it could be a bad chip and stuff. And the symptoms it was having was the motor would spin constantly, and the LED power lights would not come on. And that was really weird. Let me just show you that video I started. Hello, and welcome back to a video about my new Commodore 64. You saw my other video that I made yesterday as of recording this video, well, maybe like a week or so ago by the time I get it up and finished. I said that I picked up this Commodore 64 on Facebook Marketplace, and it came with a bunch of stuff. Got the discs, 64 itself, a bunch of cables, the floppy drive, and in that video I mentioned that the floppy drive didn't work. So when I put a disc in it, turn it on, yeah, none of the lights come on when I turn it on. You can hear like the motor spinning. Just motor spins and spins and spins, which it doesn't turn off unless you turn the drive off. And then when I go to load something, I get a device not present error. So let's get on with the disassembly of this drive. So here is the main logic board of the drive. I'm not totally sure which chip is the culprit, but I do think it might be that one. So I'm not totally sure. I'll have to do some more diagnostics. So yeah, I started working on it, and I pretty much was at the point where I thought like maybe the CPU was dead or one of the chips was dead. I need an oscilloscope to test them, which I do not have. And I was pretty bummed out, and I was thinking about it, and the way these drives works is the power supply here supplies both 5 volts and 12 volts. The 5 volts runs the motor that spins the drive, and the 5 volts runs like the brains and the circuit board of the drive. I was just assuming that the power supply does work because the motor would spin up. But, it wasn't 100% working because the motor would spin up, but the electronics wouldn't start. And it's normal, if the electronics aren't working, that the motor will just go constantly. So I assumed that it was an electronic issue and that it was getting power. But the only weird thing is with the power LED was not coming on. It normally is in there, but I took it out here. So eventually I just was out on a walk on this kind of nice, a little bit hot summer day, and it occurred to me that it's getting 12 volt power but not 5 volt power. And that just, it all makes sense. And I had been so overthinking it, thinking me like CPU, different ICs and ROMs and stuff weren't working, broken traces, bad solder joints, all those things. When it was really as simple as many of the critical components weren't getting power. And that explains why the power LED wasn't coming on, because it's tied to 5 volts. So it's a really good example of me overthinking things. And I've definitely learned my lesson for next time, and hopefully maybe you'll keep that in mind if you ever work on systems like these. Is that I just need to first thing you should always check is to make sure the device is getting power. First thing you should always check. Yeah, although I was to my credit, yeah, I was a little confusing with this disk drive just because, you know, the motor was spinning up, so I assumed the power brick was working, but I never even thought to check whether the 5 volts was working and it was getting power to like the circuit board. So yeah, I've definitely learned a bit of a lesson in overthinking things. And yeah, unfortunately, I will need to replace this power brick, and they're really hard to find, but they are known for being flaky. So I'm probably just going to buy like a floppy drive emulator, one of the little SD card ones, and eventually I'll hopefully maybe find a power brick. But yeah, but I'm actually glad to know it's just the power brick and not that everything in here is electronically sound. So anyway, this is another random video. You'll definitely be seeing some much more bigger videos featuring the Commodore 64 in the future. And yeah, this was a bit of a lesson for me. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.